Okay, so it is the first day of September. It's the first of September. It's the first day of September. And we're talking about our trading plan for this month. And we're talking mainly about revisiting what was working for you in the past. What worked for you in the past? Go, let's look back. And if what was working for you in the past, it could be any of those things. None of the things that you're going to say are wrong. But if something was working for you in the past, then you go, let's revisit that. If what was working for you in the past was trading the same thing I was trading, that's cool. That's cool. If it was working for you in the past was staying and getting in at certain times and riding it till the expiration, and that was working, cool. If it's one contract and you were just doing with one contract, that's cool. And then when you went to two is when we started having issues. Maybe that's our deal. Maybe you were trading only in the afternoons, but then you added mornings, and now there's an issue. Maybe we go back to just afternoons, okay? Or maybe you were doing mornings and you went to afternoons because we started talking about 12:55, and you're like, well, 12:55 might be a better time. But mornings were working. Go with what was working. Okay. I am going to talk about what when I've had to adjust my schedule to fit the trading times that I'm going to go with, and I'm going to share that with you. And if you want to follow with that, that's completely fine too. But I just want you to have to be thinking about and have thought about what is your entry criteria. I think we have a list of 6 or 7 things that you can use as your entry criteria. What's your entry criteria? What is your exit criteria? That's the other piece. I think entry criteria, I feel like we don't have no problem with entries. I don't think anybody in here has a problem with entering the trades. It's when do we chuck up our deuces? When do we exit? Do we exit with PDT hacks with $35? Do we exit with PDT hacks with $50? Do we stay and ride till we can get the full, till we can PDT hack it at $4.95? Do we try to take it all the way to expiration and we've gotten burnt at the last 5 minutes, which that happened to us, what, last week, last Monday, I think it was, where everything was going fine on that trade and then this massive drop took us out. So we go back to the lock every trade. I have it right here, by the way, so I'm pointing there to the lock every trade mentality that we need to lock them, even if we think it's going to be fine. We might just need to put that in your trading plan that you're going to lock every trade, even if you're locking it at 4.95. And if you're not, just know that them last 5 and 10 minutes could make or break that trade. I hate that. I hate it when it happens. Believe me, I hate it when it happens. Okay. So, but that's what I want you to do. What's your entry criteria? What's your exit criteria? What is your sizing criteria? What's your sizing? Are you doing one contract, two contracts, four contracts, 5, 10, 20? What is your sizing? If you are sizing at one contract and walking away and knowing you can walk away from the $500 today, then cool. But if you're sizing for two and walking away from 1,000, makes your skin crawl, then you've sized up too far, too fast. Okay. If you're sizing up 3 and 4 contracts and you've got a bunch of stuff happening in multiple places on the same contract, then you may have sized up too much. Let's stick with one till, and I put a criteria, I can move it back to the bottom, but we have a criteria for when do we size up. And just because somebody else has sized up doesn't mean that you do the same. Right? I used to put in the alerts channel how many contracts I was doing. And I stopped doing that because I didn't want anybody feeling like they should follow how many contracts I was doing because everybody's risk management is different. Some days my risk management is different. I'll tell you sometimes go light because it's, basically we're coming into maybe coming into a tricky time of day. I might say go light. Go light might mean one contract, might mean two, might mean you don't go in at all. Sometimes I may go with 4 contracts or 6. Sometimes I may go with one. And this past week, I've been just trading one contract. Y'all see my profits, the one I've made have been low because I've just done one contract, maybe two, because I'm still filling out what times and things are going to fit my sensibilities and my schedule. So I'm personally, last week, was personally sizing myself in such a way that if I lost the 500, I wasn't going to be blasted, but I wasn't sizing at 2 and 4 contracts when I wasn't really, when I was still kind of testing out my times. Y'all get me? That's why I stopped putting how many contracts I was putting. I'm trading because I don't want anybody following me to the same size because people's risk management is different. When you're ready for 2, you go up to 2. If you can do 4, you do 4. We see Curtis can do multiple 10 and 20 contracts a pop. Okay, but Curtis also in there for 25 and $30 and he gone. We want to be in for 10 contracts and want to ride all day. we there's a trade-off. Curtis leveraging $5,000, but he's leveraging it for 20 minutes or 30 minutes. He's in and out. So that's a different, it's different. Okay. 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 All right. I think I'm good with that. I've been trying to get my Thinkorswim to open so I could chart over there, but because I can chart over here on on TradingView, but that chart is a lot's happening on that chart. But before we go, I do want to share the stuff that's coming up this week. Let's talk about that. Anybody got anything they want to add before I transition? I did a lot of talking in there. Share, share, share. Where's my share button? There we go. Welcome back, Janae. How was the wedding? You have a good time?
I did. I'm so glad I went. Yeah, it was a great time. Great, great, great time. Great wedding.
Did you wear the new dress or the dress you already had in your closet?
Yeah, so I wore what I wore in the closet, and
Okay.
about 2 hours ago, I returned the other two.
Okay, there we go. Run me my money.
Go Fanny.
Okay, so these are the earnings that are coming up this week. And okay, no, give me that back, please. Thank you. Nope, that one. What are we doing? Okay, Monday was a holiday, obviously. Neo Signet Academy is Tuesday, which is tomorrow morning. Zscaler and Health Equity to Tuesday afternoon. Dollar Tree, Wednesday, Macy's, Camels, Sprinkler, JGO, Polestar. This is all Wednesday morning. Salesforce, C3 AI, Wednesday afternoon. American Eagle, Hewlett Packard, ChargePoint, Asana. That's all Wednesday afternoon. Thursday morning, 1-800-Flowers, Shoe Carnival, Toros. If anybody's like jumping out at us, nobody there. Broadcom, AV Go is Thursday afternoon. That's probably one that's going to be anticipated. That's probably going to be anticipated. This one here, Broadcom. Lululemon, which that one seems to always be anticipated, which I think is interesting. DocuSign is here, Smith and Wesson, and then on Friday morning, ABM. That's probably all the ones. I don't see anything that's like market moving. AV Go may do a little bit of moving just because it's in the space in the semiconductor space. So it may move some stuff, but I don't think it'll be something massive. But those are the earnings that are coming up this week. All right, let's look at the calendar for this week. Calendar, of course, today was a holiday. We've got PMI tomorrow morning, red folder at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock folders means we should definitely go with our 30-minute ORB. 30-minute ORB. Looks like Thinkorswim may be trying to open. Look at you. And then on Wednesday, we've got Jolt's job openings, another 10 o'clock day. Okay, Thursday morning, we've got stuff happening, unemployment stuff happening before market opens. 10 o'clock, we've got ISM Services PMI, another 10 o'clock piece of data. Interesting, interesting. And then Friday, we've got all this unemployment stuff happening before the market opens. So we've got red folders every day this week. Got red folders every day this week. 30 minutes ORB is something I think we talked about. I think Toke mentioned it the other day. I think she might have mentioned the 1 hour ORB. was mentioned the other day, but that 30-minute ORB is some stuff I've seen talked about a lot too, because of that new 4-hour candle that opens at 10 o'clock. And there's data that comes out every day at 10 o'clock. Well, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So the 30-minute ORB may be a good move for that. Okay, so we've got red folders every day this week, and we've got a little bit of earnings every day this week. So,
Question, if it's a 10 o'clock at the 4 o'clock, I mean the 4 hours at the 10 o'clock, then you still giving a little bit of room to like what, 15? 10, 15,
well, you'd
10:30,
want to see the breakout because
right?
it's an ORB. So you want it to break out and make sure that you get your breakout and your confirmation. You want it to break out and confirm, which means it's out, it comes, maybe does a touchback and goes on from there.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think TJ talks about when it breaks out, she'll drop down to the 5-minute candle. There's a few different ways to confirm the breakout. Basically, it breaks out and confirms by touching back again. You want to do something and some kind of confirmation that it is officially out. And by 10 o'clock, I mean, if it just runs one way, you're definitely going to want to confirm that it's really going and trending in that direction. Okay. Mm, Set up. We have so many ways. We've got a few things that opening range breakout. We've got our candlesticks that we look at. We've got some people watch the strat numbers. And a combination. We got our moving averages, we've got VWAP, we've got several things that we use as our confluences to help us to make sure we agree with the move. Okay, there we go. Let's look at SPX. I'm going to go to let's go to the weekly chart first. New month, September, from what I understand, seasonally, we were told that September is one of the worst months. Some people said that about August too. And August did its good thing, did its good work this month. I was saying I really appreciated y'all who shared your wins with us. I appreciate that. It just gives encouragement. First of all, it makes my heart smile to know that even though I had a red month, that there are people who I spend time with and that I, coach and train who still were very successful. And I know it was more than the 2 or 3 people who posted, but that does make me feel good as well to know that there are people who are learning what's being taught and bringing all the pieces together. I know it's not necessarily it's coming together. And if you were to go back and look, even though we've had some rough times this past month, let's not look too close at one month, because if we were to go check out how has the year gone, we probably will see that we're probably doing okay. Probably doing okay. That's why we keep track of it. So you don't get caught in just looking at one short period of time, because we can definitely get caught just looking at a little bit instead of looking at oh yeah, take all this off, instead of looking at like the overall picture. Okay, you can take, I'm asking you to take stuff off. Yeah, okay, thank you. Yes. It's easy to, the bad news always rises to the top. That was XSP I was looking at. Okay, we're on SPX and I'm on the weekly chart. I'm on the weekly chart now. I'm hoping not to spend a lot of time here, but if you've got questions on this charting, what did I tell y'all to look at? The weekly, the daily, the 15-minute, right? I told you look at support, resistance, and gaps. Some highs and lows, all those good things. Okay, let me see. I want to be able to edit these without having to do this every single time. What's this? Weekly, weekly support, support and resistance. No. Okay. Can y'all see those? Are those too dark? Are we too light? I want this to be our all-time high.
Yes, you could see it.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Weekly close. Nope. Weekly high, not close. 65.10 or 65.08 was the highest we went to. 65.08. Y'all think what's your speculations? Y'all think we're going any higher? What's your thoughts?
Um, the easy answer is where's ES? Because if ES is up, then yes. But yeah, I mean, we rode through the storms in terms of the bad news that was anticipated, and we still made it through. At
Mhm.
minimum, we're at 65. Yeah, we definitely hitting 66.
Believe so.
Yeah,
Okay. You say yeah.
yeah. I
This
mean,
year or
yeah,
this year? Oh yeah, I can
yeah,
say this year. I can agree with that.
yeah, definitely. If we hit a rough patch in September, okay, so we'll ride the lows. This is free game. If it's a bear market, you do calls. Okay. But I mean, we got November and December, the end of the year. Those tend to rally up. So,
Hmm.
I mean, if September is a low month, I mean, even all of April, when I look back at April, wasn't all low, considering the panic attack he put us through. So, yeah. I mean, how high can we go? And the market has been defiant, unfortunately. Like
Yes.
wars don't bother us no more.
All
Like, I
right.
mean,
Nothing seems
and
to
it's so
bother us.
sad. It's sad that, real cause and concern, those things aren't having the level of moral impact like they would in the market. And it's a telling sign, but it's telling us that people gonna shoot it up.
Yeah. Hmm.
The rate cut decision, that's this month, right? Coming up.
Say again.
The rate cut decision,
I believe it is this month. Yeah.
I am curious to see what the market's gonna do for that.
Hmm. I bet you it's already priced in or it's going to be priced in. So whatever the market does, it's already priced in. I'm putting some gaps on here. Okay. That's what I see on the weekly chart. This is our weekly chart. I put some support, some resistances. Let me see. Yep, I think I got some support and resistances, about 4 or 5 of them on here for the weekly chart. There's some more that are further down in the 54s but that's way down there. We don't look at what's close by. That's the weekly. Let's go look at the daily. I saw 3 gaps that were on the weekly chart that we would need to be mindful about. Okay. Of course, when my chart is all finished, I will take a picture and put it into the chat. So this is the daily chart. See what we got on the daily, man. Support at 64.35. Daily. support. I see something at 64.77. I'm gonna grab this. That way I don't have to keep typing it. 64.77. I see. Of course, there's all kinds of numbers that we do see when we're looking at Adam's numbers. Did y'all see the tweet I put that made a copy of and put y'all in the Telegram from Adam? He said he doesn't try to speculate where ES is going from day to day. His job is just to find his setup and trade it. I said, well, you know what, Mr. Adam Mancini, 6312. Find your setup and trade it. That's what he says he does. He looks for his his setup and trades it. I see some gaps here that we can identify on the daily. Here's one here from 63.68 up to 63.84 is a gap. There's also one here, barely a little bitty one from 63.39 to, this is down a bit to 63.44. That's a little T90, a T90 baby. Those are really the ones that are in close proximity. This one has a little bit of juice there, but not much. And then you've got the one down here from 62.37 to 62.72. Okay. Some support and resistances there. We were talking about failed two downs. We don't have the numbers here, but do you all see any failed two downs? I'm gonna circle one for us. There's one right here. This would be a failed two down. Basically, the candle went two down, but then closed green.
Yeah, to the right.
Right here, candle went two down and closed green.
Yeah, that one right there. Go down, go down, go down.
This
Oh,
one?
over.
Over
Over
this
to
one?
the right.
Over
And
to
where that long green, right, where that long green candle is.
this one?
Is that like
This
near
this is really
formation?
just like a in
Or
out, just like a thingy, but this is like a three. This is a three candle because nope, sorry. This is a two down
Mhm.
because it's based on the candle that is next to two down. This is a one candle, and then this is a two up. So this would be called a 2-1-2. This would be a 2-1-2 reversal because soon as this went past that right there, that let you know it was going on up.
Mhm.
2-1-2 reversal. This is a two up, not two down. That second one there is a two up candle, not down.
Fair
This is
enough.
a
But when you combine, if I combine the two candles to the left and made that one all red and made that one bottom the failed, then not be,
Yep. You could go
yeah,
with that.
yep.
Yep. 2-1-2
That's how
reversal
mhm.
is another a 2-1-2 reversal is another strat pattern. Of course, we can look at this. If you learn from trade and travel, you can see that this is what leg in,
Buy
base
zone.
out,
Yep.
buy zone. So it again, same things, just called different names. It's got the same thing happening, right? Same thing happening. So same thing happened. Same thing would have happened right here. Leg in, base, leg out. Same
Mhm.
thing would happen there. Okay. So that's those. Okay. So you just got to be able to see it. It's weird because you can always see the stuff after the fact. ATF, baby, I can see it after the fact. See it after the fact. You're trying to see it in real time, not after the fact. We need to see it when it's happening, not after it's over.
I'm getting there because I know I saw it Friday before it
Uh-huh.
officially formed and it formed. So that's, now that you
Yeah.
said that that's what to look for. Yeah. So I'm starting to
See it
try to
along the
do
way
that.
up. That's a sales zone right there. So the, what's this, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that's the sales zone that was created. But we are bumping right up into the 9-period moving average. This green one is the 9, and this orange one or yellow one is the 20. So price may come back to the 20 and bounce off. We've talked so many times about how the price comes back to the 20 and bounces off of it. It comes back to the 20 and bounces off of it. And it may come back to the 20 and bounce off of it. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. See how it goes. Okay.
What are your FVGs?
FVGs, yes, let's talk about those next. I'm going to do it on here on the daily chart, and I'm going to make these rectangles a different color. But between, between the wick, the top wick of one candle and the bottom wick of the other candle is a fair value gap. So this would be a fair value. I want to change the color though, so we'll know that it's not the same thing. Okay, what's a good color for fair value gaps? Maybe we'll make them pink.
Salud. Yeah, or blue, yeah. Pink. Wow,
Pink
that's
or blue? That's a pink, ain't it?
that is real pink.
But I think blue is gonna be real blue. Like
Fair.
that's blue. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Let's
Well,
see.
why can't we just do a darker gray?
We could do a dark, but I don't know if let's see if it lets me do darker colors. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Just gonna be harder to see through it if you're looking for a wick. But basically the fair value gaps are the top of one candle and the bottom of the third candle. I still want it to be a little bit lighter. It feels like it's too dark. More.
Lighter
Maybe here.
or aqua.
Oh, aqua would work. I feel like a different color. We can at least see through it. Okay, that's a little brighter than we want. Okay, here we go. Hell, I like that. Okay, so one candle to the, it's a 3-candle jump. That's what we're looking for with those fair value gaps. And there's one on the daily chart. Generally, fair value gaps are going to happen in a trending environment where things are trending. And the videos I watched over the weekend are talking about trying to stay within close proximity to your current price. And you do want to really, give more, give more weight to the ones that have not been mitigated. Like if price has already gone through it one time, you can kind of consider it done and don't give that one much weight. But if it hasn't been gone through, then that's going to be a stronger one to trade. Okay, so this would have been from this red candle here to this green one here. This would be a fair value gap, right? So okay, now I'm gonna want to do that every time. Okay. I'm gonna save you as a default for now. This would have been a fair value gap, but if you look here, you'll see that it's now been gone through. Price came back through it. So this was the one from this red candle to this green one, but price went through it. So now it's been gone through a couple of times. This is no longer, that's no longer a good fair value gap. Price has gone through it a couple times, and now a new fair value gap has been formed. So this one here is no longer there. Okay. Nothing to do. There's an itty bitty right there, but it's so teensy weensy. Nope. Teensy weensy, that's a whole, teensy weensy is a measurement. Teensy weensy is a measurement. Did y'all know that? It is. I don't see any others here on the daily. Questions about where we are so far? We've done support, resistance, gaps, and fair value gaps. All right, let's move down to the 15-minute. And then we're going to move to talk trading plans. Trade what we see, the things that The things that are give us support, resistance, confluences. That's what we're looking for. The things that give us all those things we need. Okay, close here. This is a regular gap. So this not going to be that color. It's going to be gray, light gray at that. So let's put you back over here. That's a regular gap on the 15-minute chart from 64.91-ish all the way up to 65.02. That's where it gapped down on Friday. Let's go look at some support resistance. Try to keep your lines, put as many as you need, but don't put so many that, don't put so many that your chart looking crazy like mine. Oh my goodness. Your chart looking crazy. My chart is looking crazy. Okay. We've got 64.95. There is support resistance. You could just do, honestly, is put the ones that we get from Adam and put those on your chart and leave them there because he definitely has lots of levels. He has lots of levels, and those levels don't get old. They don't die. They're like, what's his name? They don't die. They multiply. The level,
Baby's kid.
like Bebe's kids, yeah, they don't die. They multiply. So once you put on levels, once you put on something, that's how Adam can go back and have a whole list, a whole huge list of numbers. It's because those levels don't disappear. Bebe's kids. Who could this? Yeah, those levels don't die. 64.72. And remember, our levels are also areas. They're zones. They're not hard numbers. They're zones. Remember, trampolines. Not concrete, they're trampolines, so price can bounce around them a little bit. Okay, I've got some there on the 15-minute chart. Some of this is responding to that moving average right there. According to what we see on the daily, let's do like a little assessment now. Looking at the daily, let's look at it not just line by line, but overall trend. Overall trend. What do we see overall trend wise? Where we at? Come back here. Okay. Reset. Auto zoom. What do we use? Our 50? According to our 50 moving average, we are still trending upwards. No shock there. Looking at our 9 and 20, we are still fanned out, so we do still have some bullishness, but our 9 and 20 are starting to flatten out. Come on, please work with me. There we go. Y'all see how our 9 and 20 are starting to flatten out? The 9 is this green, the 20, they're both still showing bullish, but the 9 is starting to level off. The 20 still climbing a bit. They were trying to come back together a little bit, but not. We very clearly had a, like I said, a sell zone here. Down day on Friday, dropped right down to some support though. 64.62 is the support area. It closed right around that same area. So could it use this as support to go on back up some more? It could. Could it come down here to try to work on this fair value gap? It probably will, because a fair value gap is an imbalance. and the market does not like imbalances, and this fair value gap is in striking distance. So the low of this fair value gap is 63.93. The high of this fair value gap is 64.38. Could it drop into this gap and fill it? We already know that's possible, because I think we're at 64. We're at 64.72 when I looked before this call. 64.65 is where it is right now. So current price is right around in here. Could we drop 50 points and drop into this gap and fill it and run back up? Yep. Could. September 1st, it'd be a goodwill way to set us up and start us off. Drop in, grab some liquidity, grab some juice, and go on. I'm not saying that will happen. I'm just saying it could. And there's another gap just below it, goes down into 63.68. Will that happen all at one day? Probably, maybe not. I don't think so, but there's juice here. There's juice here. And if SPX wants to go higher, it's got to go get gas. But we see that it can come right back down to this support level of 63.68 and head on up some more. It could, right? Everybody see that? Am I missing anything, or do y'all think I'm missing anything? I know we got some technical analysts here, not just me. Inputs? No? Nothing. Okay. Snipping tool. There used to be a way on here. Maybe that's on what's his name, where that you could take a picture of it, but I know it's on TradingView. I thought there was one here that you could do the same thing. All right, let's go talk trading plans. So y'all can do the same thing I need to do and get myself ready for work tomorrow.
Go to tools real quick. Is it in the is the camera in tools? Trying to think what Jamie would do.
Yes, you know he'll go find it because that's what.
Because yeah, you're right. It is in Thinkorswim, so no, so then it's not there. That's deep. Now you got me thinking. Cause yeah, you always the
Right
picture,
around.
and I feel like I've seen it. I just don't normally take pictures. Um, and then because the background says Thinkorswim.
Nobody gave a comment in the chat. Thought somebody who knew might respond.
Let me chat GPT the answer to the camera.
Hey, that's one way. That's one way. There's the chart. Okay, where are you? There you are. There's the chart there. Okay. Let's talk trading plan. What do we have for our entry criteria? Let's go look at what we've said before as entry criteria. Reminder of our trades entry criteria. Control C. Let's go to Word. Put that on the screen.
It's one of those hamburger lines. It's in
Over
the
here.
top right. Um,
Send it to, no, it didn't show
no,
that.
no, 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 no. What's gadget real quick?
Gadget. Back here. That's chart settings. Oh, show gadget on the chart.
There you see. Then I just saw something that said take screenshot. Go
Oh,
below the last line.
oh, right there. Take screenshot. That's what it did. It did take the screenshot. Then what am I do with it? Oh, here we go. Uh, copy. Okay, let me see if I copy it, let me put it where? Come on, mouse. Go with me. There we go. See if it works. Maybe it did. Yep. Looky there. Thank
Ling, ling,
you.
ling, ling.
Wing, wing,
Ling,
wing,
ling,
wing.
ling, 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 ling.
We did it. Thank you, Chad. Or whatever
That's
Janae
right.
calls hers.
I know,
Whatever
right?
Janae calls GPT.
Garcon.
Okay.
Garcon, do it.
Garçon. My daughter be doing that. Garçon. Okay. Reminder of our trades entry criteria. Trades entry criterion. Opening range breakout. I'm changing the opening range breakout to 30 minutes. 30 minutes or 1 hour. Second break of the opening range was the other thing. So there's a breakout of the opening range going one way, or going second, it breaks out first and you don't take the first break, but you take the second break. That's another, or could be another entry criteria. Okay. Confirmed reversals. Use 30-minute or higher time frame or a bounce off of VWAP. Confirmed reversal. That's his buy zone, sell zones, 2-1-2 reversals, 2-2, whatever you use to confirm reversals. There's several different ways, whatever one you use. Magic 8 ball best times for the day. 12:55 or 2:10. Now I'm taking 2:10 off of here. 2:10 has shown itself to not be the best. 12:55 or Magic 8 Ball everyday best times. I put us a list. Let me go see if I can find the graphic where they are listed so I can make sure I put them all in one place. So everything you need can be on one sheet of paper. Where are you? 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 Well, where is it? Oh, there it is. 210 is actually still on the list, but it's not the first time. Magic
It's a new
8.
month.
It is a new month, true. Top 7 times in order. These are times that are set since like inception. This is based on the data that oh, nope. This is based on the time data that has been kept up with since Magic 8 Ball was put into place. Comma space 210. That's the order. Top 7 times in order. Okay. Top 7 Magic 8 Ball. Best times in order. There we go. In case you want to do Magic 8 Ball at the same time every day versus looking at different times on different days, because there's 2 different ways you can do it. You can either do, you pick a time and every day at 12:55 you're trading, or whatever, 12:50, 105, whichever your time fits your life, you can do that. But there's also those best times each day, and I sent that XSP and SPX thing, so you could use, if you really want to do day by day, you could do that as well. But I personally would like to just do one time per day, but it depends on what, different days have different things happening in your world. Everything's happening in your world. Setting part 6 on your entry criteria or step 6 could be to follow the coach. That's an entry criteria. I do find that sometimes, though, we get a little restless. We get a little restless, and you see stuff I don't see. And if y'all see a breakout happen or a good reversal and I'm not watching, I don't want you to not take a move because I haven't seen it. I want y'all to, of course, be independent as well. I don't want you to miss out on good moves because I was teaching. I don't want you to miss stuff just because I wasn't in it. Like, well, coach ain't in it, so I'm not going. No, don't do that. If you see a good entry based on this criteria or whatever criteria you have, go for it. Go for it. So that's step 6, follow the coach. And step 7, whatever criteria you determine for yourself. If you've got a criteria for yourself, I say use it. If you got one that you're determining for your own self, you use it. And or combine or say combination these or combination these. All right, do you a combination of these if you want. I'm going to put here the things what has Arlissa come up with as to what I'm going to, and I say, see if how this can work into my world, right?
Alyssa,
Yes,
are we still looking to do something different if that first candle is a doji?
Yes. So definitely follow that criteria that if that first candle is a doji, you were waiting for what, second break or something like that. What was the criteria
So,
that TJ
yeah.
said? It was something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If the first candle's a doji, then wait till you get better entry criteria for sure. Okay, so my plan, and this is in order of time availability, which means number 5 probably won't have none. Weekly SPX. So to look out at the early part of the week for something that can be at the end of the week to do, and last week I put those in there, and the previous weeks it worked out. One of those weeks it worked out, a couple weeks worked out fine. The other week it did work out fine. I just was, I guess, being greedy and got burned on Friday, but I know how to fix that problem. So the weekly SPX, looking at that early in the week, and I alert those into, in our chat. Daily opening range breakout. I can't necessarily always do opening range breakout if I'm starting to move from one place to the other, but on some of the days that I don't have to leave home as early, I can see the opening range breakout. Opening range break 30-minute, 1 hour with PDT hack. I feel like if this is my own convictions, but I feel like if you're going into the market at 10:30, 11 o'clock, you need to be ready to hack that, because that, to me, to go into the market and allow yourself to be exposed from 10:30 on for 5 hours to with 5.5 hours to SPX, you're just asking for a level of emotional disturbance that you don't need to put yourself through. So those are the two, 1 hour or the 30-minute. Now, the 1 hour, from what I understand, is Ariane does the 1 hour. And I'm not saying you should do this, but for the 1 hour breakout, I think Ariane goes with a 10 wide. I'm not suggesting that anybody do that. I'm saying I think that's what she does, because by then premiums may be a little bit lower, but the 1 hour breakout is happening at 10:30. I mean, if it breaks out, it's basically you're setting the zone at 10:30. And once it breaks out of that, then, you're going with it, which really does line us up nicely with the 11 o'clock Magic 8 Ball we've talked about a few times. So that they kind of may go in conjunction, because by 10:30, 11 o'clock, the market has chosen a direction for the morning, generally, and then nothing's ever every day. But you just know it doesn't, but the market also doesn't necessarily keep that same direction all day. Sometimes it does. And sometimes it goes up until 12 and 1 o'clock or whatever, or goes in one direction, then it goes in the other. Y'all seen that happen. So anyway, weekly SPX, the daily ORB, 30-minute or 1 hour with the PDT hat. We got the best times. I'm looking at vertical and sonar. Sonar is a tighter iron condor. Sonar is a tighter iron condor for the day. And I put the best times in on each day here. You'll see them written under here. And then fair value gap for end of day scalps. And when I say end of day scalps, I should put here credit spread scalps, because this is basically looking to see, will there be a reversal at these at the fair value gap places that have been fair value gaps that have been created during the day, and will it reverse at some of these areas and help us and give us an opportunity to get into a credit spread just to close the day out. And this 4 and 5 are definitely, if there's time and opportunity, which there, by the time that I do 1, 2, and 3, there I may have used up any extra time that's available to me. Okay. Okay. So then I wrote down here, what are my times for each day? Okay, y'all see my teaching schedule. So y'all know my teaching schedule is, oh no. Here we go. My teaching schedule changes every other day. Right? So I've got times. Generally, I like the 11 o'clock window. It shows a good promise on the Magic 8 Ball times. 11 o'clock, that kind of goes right in line, like I said, with that opening range breakout, push you kind of in that same area there. So there's that. And I'm just fixing this so that way it's easier to read. Okay. And then Friday is the day I get to, I've got, I'm at my computer. I can be at my computer all day, which, speaking of which, I had a good time hanging out with y'all on Friday. It was good that we were able to trade together on Friday. I appreciated that. I hope y'all did too. So there's
Yeah,
that.
that was
Yeah,
fun. That's a fun.
that was fun. I thought it was good. We just kind of hung out.
Yeah, I jumped off and then I said, they're still not on. And when I saw you guys are still on, I was like, wow, I'm joining back to the party.
Right. I'm going back and hang out with them. Going back to hang out with them. So I've got some times here, and these times are even though I have them set there, none of these things are like in stone, but these are the times I'd like to be looking at during around the time. Like, I'm not a super fan, a huge or super fan of doing a 10-20, but I put it on here because on Thursdays 10-20 is a best time for Thursdays. But there's other opportunities. 11, 12, 55, and 140 are other opportunities. So a 10-20 doesn't really like excite me, because by 10-20 sometimes the market hasn't decided what it's going to do, and it can be just it could be too early. So there's that. There is that. I wasn't able to jump on Friday. Corporate America was trying to make me work. Yeah, I know how that goes. I know how that goes. I found out that, I think I might have mentioned this on Friday, that the guy that is in that step back program, they basically are like, we're at this point, I gotta talk to the dean again, talk about if you're gonna keep teaching him that's not, at this point, it's not being paid. So, I've kind of I've waffled back and forth on it. It may be my offering to Malcolm, which is the student, not my offering to UNF, because I do feel like he can be successful, and I don't want him to miss an opportunity just because the people who are teaching the class don't fit his schedule. Especially because we asked him to join a step back program and he did it. And then now that he's there, we're basically saying, thanks for stepping back, but we can't accommodate. So I'm kind of struggling with it myself. I go through that. Y'all know I go through stuff like that, but I would really like to not have to teach them one-on-one because it's an extra hour, about 40 minutes, 45 minutes that I could be gone from school. But yeah, a couple more weeks, maybe I'll just thug it out.
Alice, I have a question.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Um, it was about the doji and the opening range breakout. Do you mean if the first candle outside of the opening range breakout is a doji? Is that what you,
No, that first 15-minute candle.
if the
So
first 15-minute candle is a
yeah.
doji?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's been though the 15 minute, I guess if we're talking about a 30-minute one now, maybe it's the 30 minutes that's a break, that's a doji. But what's been discussed, or what Ariane says, is if that first candle on her 15-minute is a doji candle, and I'm trying to find one that kind of fits the criteria. If the first candle is a doji, then she doesn't trade that. She waits for another breakout. Mm.
okay, thank you.
Yeah. She waits for it to break because that doji, that first 15-minute doji basically would signal uncertainty as far as direction goes. But I'm wondering now, the question I'm asking myself is if we're looking at the 30-minute candle, would we be looking for a 30-minute doji? Trying to see one. There was one, here's one. This kind of doji-ish.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Like if it's a doji, you like, well, it doesn't know where it's going. So
Right, right. So this would have been that last Tuesday, and it broke out to the upside. See, if you were looking at just the breakout, it broke out to the upside, but it didn't stay out. And then when it broke out, really, it broke out to the downside and kept going. So because this really kind of doji-ish, that I could see where that makes sense, right? That first breakout. So I think somebody asked a question in the chat though, was if you wait for the second breakout, right? If you with the doji, you don't take the first breakout, you wait for the second one. With the second one, then I think somebody asked, is the second one in the opposite direction, or would we look at the doji if it's in the same direction? I mean, look at the breakout in the same direction. I don't know if anybody had an answer to that question. What if it was to break out in the same direction, like if it broke out going this way for the second time? Because
Yeah,
this
Alyssa, that was me who asked that question. This is
Mhm.
Marcia.
Did you get an answer?
No, but it did break out going in the same direction.
Mm.
So my question right now is if we're looking at the 30-minute, and if
Mhm.
that 30-minute is a doji,
So
so I guess we're going to have to test that one.
I guess that would be the same. To me, that would be the same situation. If it's a doji on the 30-minute candle, then you still don't have clear direction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would feel like it would be the same, like a similar situation. Mhm. Like this is that Tuesday. If I was to, where'd it go? So we're looking at that same, if you're looking at that same day even, this is a 30-minute candle. And I'm right here. There's the 30-minute candle. So it broke out to the upside. But if you're looking at the 30-minute candle, you probably wouldn't have gotten your confirmation. It broke out to the top, to the upside, but it didn't stay out there, but hot minute, and came right on back down and went the other way. That's a good point. That's a good one there. If the 30-minute candle is a doji, I feel like the same.
Didn't she say she just let it go and just don't trade that day?
Did she? I don't know.
Felt like she said, yeah, if she can't make a decision, then she's just gonna forego it.
I could see where that would work too. Today ain't the day. Go on to the next thing. Leave leave the opening range breakout alone and go on to some other strategy. Go on to a different strategy.
At the end of the day, if you like that one you just showed, so it was a doji and then it was technically another doji next to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't trade a doji, let me say it this way: if you're uncertain about the doji, what she's saying is you wait for a real clearer
Yes.
period.
Yes.
Either
Yes.
you choose to trade that time frame. Remember, she's regimented to only a certain time in the day to do it. She don't do like afternoon trades. She's like, I'm
Right.
doing this to this, and if I can't do it, then I'm just not able to
I'm
do
out.
it, and I got to do
Right.
it. So, but that doesn't mean that that's the rest of the day. That doesn't mean that that's the whole day, and it doesn't mean that you
Right.
can't trade that day, or it does mean you forego the day. This is just her set time in her
Right.
life that she can't, and that's
True,
what
true.
she's doing.
True, true.
So that's the reality of her limitation. It's not a
Yep.
limitation of the day, the morning, the afternoon, da. It's all of that. So
Right.
if you
All of
feel
that.
uncertain about a doji, yes, you would wait for a
Wait till
more,
you get clearer direction.
yeah,
Yeah.
period.
Yep. So this is also another Tuesday, which this is kind of doji-ish. You got a wick on top and the bottom, and you got a body in the middle. So it's not clear which way you're going here. It broke out to the top, pulled back in, and broke out again. So this would be break number one, would be here. This would be break number two. So this would have been the second breakout here, and this second breakout held. It did come back in again, bouncing off this 50 period moving average, but this second break is actually the break that you would have traded to go on up. So you basically would wait till you get clear direction. If you don't, if you have a doji that first candle and you're not clear, you wait till you are clear. You wait till you get clear. Or time passes, or you get, again, we got magic 8 ball times, we've got moving averages we're looking at, we've got breakouts, we've got several things we can use as our confirmations or confluences that let us know which way we're going. I feel like magic 8 ball would probably also be giving you put credit spreads here, because it's still a higher high, higher high, higher high. It still would have been going with put credit spreads. Yeah. Cool, cool. Okay, so exit criteria. Let's talk exit criteria. We talked entry criteria. People, what is our exit criteria?
Breach of that first leg, that short leg.
Okay, so yours is the short leg breach. You're gone.
I'm out.
Okay. Why are you doing the temper? Dun, 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 dun. Microsoft Word is tripping. Okay. Maybe it's gonna let me open it this time. Nope, I cannot see the Microsoft Word. Okay, let's go with what we got. Word will not bring it back to the stage. Oh, there it is. Still here. Come on, don't you dare try to. Come on, Cletus. Okay, I'm taking us to here while Microsoft Word gets its life together. Okay, we got our entry criteria. Let's go ahead and write down our exit criteria. Some thoughts. Miss Marcia said 1, 2, breach of. Now, do you just straight breach of short leg, Miss Marcia, regardless, no matter what the rest of the chart is saying? You just, if it's breached, you gone.
I'm out.
Okay. Miss Marcia said breach of short leg, she gone. What
Yep.
else? Okay. Breach. Hey, listen, this is your exit plan. Breach of both legs. It's another, I think TJ does this one, breach of both legs. What else do we have as an exit criteria? Who else has an exit criteria? I'll give you one. Loss of VWAP. So if you are in put credit spreads going upwards and the price comes down and you've lost VWAP until the sellers take over, and which will also lead right back into the breach of your short and or both legs, those are going to go together. It's the other way around. If you're in call credit spreads and price bounces back up and it breaches and it gets back through VWAP and the buyers take back over, the opportunity for your call credit spread to be breached is there. That may be those two things together, may be your combination of your exit criteria. If my buyback premium becomes over $300 or PDT hack is premium is less than, okay, there we go. There we go. Let's add this. Julie has a criteria here too. I think that's good too. If the buyback premium becomes over 300 or PDT premium is less than 200. All right. There we go. When price is 3 times the premium for a loss. Okay. Or premium. What does that mean? So 3 times, let's see, price is at 3 times the premium.
Yeah, coach.
Uh-huh.
If I'm only, excuse me, if I'm getting $50,
Mm-hmm.
if my loss get to a 150,
50. Mm-hmm.
I'm out. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna call it because I would have lost 100. They would have gave me 50 or 70, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm hacking for 50.
Yes,
So I'm only using the premium that I'm gonna receive. I don't use the whole 70 or 80 that I get. I
Mm-hmm.
just use 50 as a round number.
Mm-hmm.
And when it gets 3 times that, I say, okay, that's it's going in the wrong direction for me. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't
Okay.
see a turnaround. It's not at a pivot point. There's nothing that's stopping it that I could
Mm-hmm.
see. As you said, VWAP or something else that's going to either provide some support or going to hit that
Mm-hmm.
resistance and turn in the direction that I'm thinking. If I don't see nothing that I'm thinking it's going to keep going, so I just
Mm-hmm.
cut my loss.
Okay. Okay. Righty. Got those things written down.
Now, last thing, do I do that all the time? No,
No
but
goodness.
at least I write it down. I write it down. I write it down. But
Nobody
you get
follows
what
this
you.
all the time.
Yeah.
Not a one. If anybody in here says they follow it all the time, they lying. That's why we write. That's why we talk about it in when it's no pressure. So that way, when the pressure is on and your system is all on is keyed up, you at least got something that you can go look at, Julie. We at least got something we can go back and look at to say what we were supposed to do. And sometimes it works out when we don't, but sometimes it does not. Anyone else got an exit criteria that they want to add? Or do they see something? Maybe you look at multiples of these to say, if my short leg is breached and I've lost VWAP, if I'm lost VWAP and I'm at 3 times the premiums, okay, maybe you put some combinations in here together to make it work for you. Okay, that's our exit criteria. It's the exit criteria. That one there is not wanting to go. Let me see if I can grab this all before it disappears again. Control C. Okay, so we got entry criteria, we got exit criteria, we got times. What else are we missing? Oh, let's talk about sizing. because part of our trading plan includes sizing. Let's see if it'll let me go back to here. Okay. Maybe I can put my stuff here all on one Word document. Okay, and then sizing. The elite options guy talks about when he enters his trades, he sizes for zero, he calls it. Sizes for zero, which basically means that when he's entering a trade, he doesn't enter it with a stop loss in mind, but he enters it with a size for zero, which basically says, I agree with this trade. I'm doing this trade. If it goes to zero, I agree with what I got. I'm either getting what I'm getting or I'm getting nothing. I think that's it's to me a different viewpoint to do it that way when you're a buyer versus when you're a seller. Because with the selling, our risk to reward is flip-flop from buying. When you're buying, you can put in $50 and you're hoping to make 100 or 150 or 200. So you've got a 3-to-1 risk to reward. As a seller, we're leveraging 450 in cases and taking in 50. That's almost a 9-to-1 risk to reward, or that's backwards. But what you're doing for sizing, you do need to keep in mind that if both of your legs are breached, you need to be planning what will happen there. Or you're either sizing for that, or you're sizing for this plan here when you've got your $300 or your PDT hack. You're either sizing based on this, on your stop loss information, or you're sizing based on what Mr. Mack is saying, or you're sizing with the, can I walking away from the 500. All right. So your sizing needs to be, I'm going to say should be in line with your risk tolerance. And when I say risk tolerance, I'm saying the amount you're okay losing. When I say okay, I'm putting the okay in quotes, on the trade. On the trade or on the day, because sometimes and y'all will see us do this, if we stack strikes right by each other, and it runs through, which that happened to me last Monday, that I had strikes that were stacked together, that were stacked back behind each other. Maybe I had 63, I'm just picking numbers out the blue, but let's say I had 63, 80, 85, 90, 95. So though I've only got one trade at 80, 85, I got another one at 90, 95. And so now those two trades I can combine that money. If price goes through both of those trades, I need to be prepared. I needed to be prepared for all of that money to go bad. So it's not just the losing trade of one, but if you're stacked close together, are you prepared for that? So keep that in mind as you're sizing for trades. When you're putting things right next to each other too, are you comfortable with what could potentially happen if the price goes through those? All right. So when you're sizing, you need to be sizing. You should be in line with your risk tolerance, the amount you're okay losing on the trade or on the day. Because if both of those trades, like my Monday, go bad, then all of that it was the put credit spread side. If the price drops like it did on Monday, then all the put credit spread trades, no matter where you got them, to Thinkorswim or Robinhood, all of those go bad at the same time. Right? I have to keep that in mind too. I have things in Thinkorswim. I have some trades in Robinhood. The strikes may be 1 off or 2 off, but if the price falls through, then I lose money in both places. It's great when you make money in both places. It's not quite so great when you lose money in both places. It's not quite so great. Not quite as nice. Okay. So your sizing should be in line with what your risk tolerance is. And only you can determine that. Only you can determine that. Okay. Anything else we need to add to our trading plan. We got entry criteria, exit criteria. We've got what things are we trading. Everybody knows where to find what they're looking for. And we've got our sizing. If August was bad for you like it was for me, then let's make sure that we comfortably step back into in two contracts. It's easy to want to go back and get, as if they get my lick back. You want to go get your lick back. And you want to go, you might want to consider, I think two extremes happen. Either you want to go in and I want my lick back, so you go in strong because I'm going to get my money back, or you're so tentative that you don't go at all, that you go so small or none that you don't get anything back, or you get very little. There has to be some happy ground in the middle, and you can determine for yourself. That's what I talk about so many times. The biggest part of trading is the psychology piece. Is we have to conquer ourselves, right? We don't want to go in so heavy that if we sustain another loss, that this knocks you for a blow again, Arlissa. Or you don't want to be so light that you're like, I just don't want to trade at all because I don't want to lose none of my money, Arlissa. I can only talk about these things because I walk these out. I walk this stuff out. This don't be nothing I've been read in nobody's book. And I know that was not good grammar. This is not stuff I read in books. This is stuff I live. I live it. Oh, goodness. Okay. Anything else we want to add to this? Exit criteria. Let's make this in bold.
Not so much to add, but remind me again, iron condor, that's the because after a while I've gotten so used to just doing one side that like, oh, my brain just won't be remembering. But the iron condor is the PCS
And
and the CCS.
yes.
And anywhere in between where it
Yeah.
lands is GOOD.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Yeah.
outside.
Not outside. So I'm definitely, and I want you always to, if one side is more comfortable, stick with what you're comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
I know you don't have to be told that, Janae, but if one side is more comfortable, stick with what you're comfortable doing. But if both sides, if you can do both sides, if the day ain't trending but so hard, or you can wait till the end of the day or something, and to put the other side on, then definitely consider it. All right, I think I'm going to. Anything else we want to add to our trading plan? I got some good expectations for September. I have to have a criteria that works for my trading because this is my teaching schedule until December. So this has to go. We got to make this work for us. Got to make this work for us. What's his name? E2T University. The price for E2T University is going up to regular price tonight. Well, it'll be in the morning. It'll go up to the 1997. So if you were considering joining it and paying your half price as the member, you might want to do that this evening if you're trying to do half price of the 1497, because tomorrow it'll be half of 1997. There's about 5 or so slots left at this point. It has filled up nicely, and I know it will. The people are going to do like they normally do for me, is we get right till it's the week of, get ready to start, and people will join up again. People will start joining. So, but some people, I hope nobody gets their feelings hurt, but I can't handle but so many folks. So, of course, I would love to take on as many people as possible, but I can't handle but so many people. So we'll do that. All right. So if you're thinking about it, go ahead and make that move. If you're trying to do it for 777 or 747 or something like that, whatever the price is for y'all. Okay. Anything else? Okay, we're gonna be in there. We're gonna be in the chat. When I put, if I'm at key times, let me make sure this, I'm saying this. If I'm at key times and I give y'all the box that I screenshot from Magic 8 Ball, like I did on, I think it was Thursday. I did a screenshot of it and said, I'm taking this, even if I don't put it over in the alerts channel. Sometime I don't have time. Again, I got 25 eyes, 25 sets of eyes staring at me at the time that I'm still entering trades. I'm like, talk amongst yourselves. Give me a minute. So I'm on limited time of screenshot, that I need to enter, screenshot, do all the things, right? So if I give y'all a square and say, I'm taking this, then consider that an alert. I may just start putting that screenshot over in the alerts if I don't have the time sometimes to do that, but that may be the alert. Maybe that may be what we do there. Okay. Okay.
Roger
Everybody,
that.
I think yes, I think if anybody has and listen, when y'all are in the chat, if you take a trade that I don't see and you feel comfortable about it, put it in the chat so other people can see it, not because you want to be like, you know, I don't want you to feel like you're now saying come follow me. But if you are taking a trade and again I'm teaching or not there, go ahead and y'all work together. Y'all know we're a nice work together community. So y'all work together. Help your fellow man. Help your fellow man and woman and woman. And I can still see comments and I can sometimes respond back with a yes or a no or something quick. I just can't hold long conversations because I just sometimes don't have the time. But that's gonna level off. We 2 weeks in. Um, it's gonna level off here.
All good. Yeah, no problem. Granted, I'm not one to verify, is this what you mean, coach, when you put this in the chat, but I get
Mhm. Yeah, get you. All right.
it.
If everybody's good, I will be on and I won't be on live in the morning. I will send the stuff we get from Adam. I will forward that as I normally do. I'll make sure to send that to y'all in the morning. And yeah, and we'll do what we do. All right.
Honestly, your hair is cute.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I told her to give me something to try to work with this right here. And these grades are so disrespectful. They don't want to do right.
They don't. They just, yeah, I don't know what to make of them.
We gotta work with it.
You got to work with it because they don't want to act right. They
No.
do not want to act right. Disrespectful.
Exactly, just disrespectful for no reason. For
For
no
no
reason.
reason. No reason. Ain't no reason. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in the morning and see you in the chat. If y'all need anything, please be sure to reach out. We'll definitely be here to help and talk about it. All right. All right. We'll talk to y'all in the morning.
All
Goodbye,
right.
everybody.
Good
I'll
night.
load this up when it's ready. Bye-bye.